Aho. Today's message from Creator is about the stuff that we actually need versus to what we have. And I was trying to figure out what exactly that message was about. And so here's the thing. As you guys know, we're going through a lot of different changes, and those changes require adjustments that are needing to be made financially, and with whatever belongings that we think we need. And why this message is very important is because we're going to continue to go through different adjustments. And so Creator wants you to remember that we don't need very much. And the reason why is because when we go into thinking that we're not going to have anything, it can create or trigger certain traumas or fears. And so God is saying, you have to remember that you will have everything that you need and not to go into that fear. So there is a sense of like reminding you to be mindful and to prepare with having stuff as a reserve, right? Like have some food, water, that sort of stuff. However, don't feel that if, say, you're not able to go somewhere or buy something like a new shirt or some new pair of shoes, that's going to determine your ability to exist, because it doesn't. You'll be surprised with what very little we actually do need, as long as we are mindful of having our immediate resources like food. Then the rest is really not that big of a deal. So I'm going to share something with you guys. I've actually, well, not just me, but my family, my immediate family, Onelio. Some of you know him as One. My daughter, my granddaughter. We're currently with my parents, but we are living in a tent. And we were having a conversation about, how incredible it is that we've been here and most of our belongings are packed away and we're living out of maybe a few things. And so why is it that when we're in a home, we have so much extra stuff that do we really need them? And so it made me understand, like, okay, so when something happens, say if it does happen, and again, this is part of the message because as you know, things are changing, things are picking up speed, things are going in a direction where we need to be mindful and just be aware of the changes that are happening, that if when that happens, if it happens, not to go into a panic. You'll be fine. So Creator's saying, start getting used to reducing the amount of stuff that you are used to spending on. Look and see, reflect, start to, and which was the last message, right? It was about reflection, but in this way, I'm asking to reflect on what is it that you really need and what is it that you want to have. And it doesn't mean that you can't have things that you want, or that you shouldn't have goals to obtain things. You absolutely should. However, because of the circumstances of what's happening, that might be temporarily paused for everyone. And I want you guys to know that Creator is saying it's okay if that happens, and you will be okay. But again, just be mindful of your reserves. So just start, putting some dry food, some grains, that sort of stuff in a container, and just have it there for just in case. As I always say, it's better to have it and not need it than need it and not have it. And then other than that, the other part of the message is, people have been kind of expressing, sharing with me that they're feeling foggy in their thoughts, and they're not really feeling present. And I have to say that that's been my experience too, off and on. But I'm very aware when it happens, and so I check in with myself and just see where it's coming from. Is it me leaving my body because I don't want to deal with something? Like, is it becoming too overwhelming? Because, as you know, I'm very sensitive to energy and to the things that are happening. So sometimes, to protect myself, I take flight. I leave my body. But it's important that we are aware when that happens, and that we come back into our body, and that we anchor ourselves. So just be mindful of how you're feeling, check in with yourself, and keep moving your body, because that will help you stay in your body. I know that some of you are, we follow each other on social media. And so there's a post that I shared with some ideas of how to be in your body, how to call your body back in. And you just, want to make sure that your spirit knows it's safe to be in your physical body, and just call it in. Call it in, and keep yourself grounded by doing physical activity, things that will bring joy to you, that are fun, not so much that's going to feel like a chore. So if you don't like working out, then don't choose that. But you can maybe hula hoop, go for a hike, go for a swim. So things that are going to remind you to use your body, and that it's safe to be in your body. So those are very, very important things for you to be mindful of right now. And make sure you're getting plenty of rest, drinking a lot of water. And that will also help with the energy flowing in your body, because, as you know, we're mostly made out of water. So if we're not drinking enough water, that can also cause a lot of other stuff, like headaches, feeling rigid in your body, feeling disoriented. So you want to make sure that you're hydrated, and getting plenty of rest. So yes, keep doing what you're doing. Keep your prayers up, and sending you guys so much love, so much blessings. And also, last thing that I want to ask you guys, or remind you guys to do, is there are other accounts that you can follow that are very good sources of information, so that you can know what's going on currently behind the scenes. Because, as you know, mainstream will not tell you what's going on. And these accounts are people that are very dedicated on bringing truth as to what's going on, but also so that you're aware of what you need to do to navigate through these times. How should you prepare? And most importantly, that there is something going on, like there are changes that are happening and taking place, so that you don't lose hope. Because it's important that we remember that our faith is everything, and that our understanding and belief of all this is being taken care of, resolved, and cleared, and that God is working for us, will give you that sense of peace and allow you to navigate through these times. So I have shared those accounts in the past, but again, I don't always remember to do it. But there are some that I will post a link beneath, that I think that from time to time check in with them, and you'll get a good idea of what's going on and where we're at, as far as when all this will hopefully be cleared out, and things will I I can't say go back to normal, or any, it's just, there's no normality about what's this point on, which is good, because the old wasn't exactly good for us. So it's going to be better for us. But again, it does take us for us to do our part, and continue our prayers. Okay, till next time. I hope.